Greetings, everyone. It's Pastor Jeff here with another COVID update for you here at Trinity Baptist Church. I'm sure pretty much all of you have heard that the Alberta government has tightened up some things for the next 2 weeks for our society as a whole. And before I talk about what that means for Trinity Baptist, I just want you to know that I hope and I pray that you are doing okay in the midst of all of this. This is a tough, long season that we're all a part of. And I'm concerned about those of you, especially who are feeling lonely, those of you that are feeling anxious, and those of you that I can see it on your faces. You're just really tired. So we're going to talk about some of that near the end here. Please know that we as a staff are here to pray for you and to talk with you. But like I said, more on that in a minute. First, I want to talk about 3 different things here at Trinity that we'll just need to adjust to in the next few weeks. We'll talk about Sunday mornings, talking about midweek, and then we'll also talk about office hours and availability. So the elephant in the room that you might be wondering is, will we still be doing in-person services in this next while? And in short, yes, we will. As usual, you will need to be wearing a mask the entire time that you're in here. These new temporary restrictions that have been put out by the government tell us to reduce our in-person services to 1/3 of our normal capacity. You might know this, might not know this, but I think our normal capacity is technically 428, which would put our 1/3 capacity at about 109 people. We've come nowhere close to that since we've reopened in June. In fact, since cases have been rising lately, we've been averaging about 30 to 45 people. So we're definitely doing okay that way. Though our doors are open for in-person attendance here, honestly, now might be a good time for you to stay home and watch online. So we'll leave that decision up to you. Our council is going to be meeting this Tuesday, and we're going to discuss our comfort level with all of these things. So we'll let you know if our strategy changes. So that's Sunday mornings. As for midweek gatherings, these are things like our small groups, our youth group, worship team, all of that. For now, again, these things can continue. If your group leader wants to switch to an online format, we'll leave that decision up to them. But we will need to sharpen a few things up around here. As we've been doing already before, masks will need to be worn for sure, but now there's a mandatory 15-person limit on groups that meet. Because of the number of junior high kids that we have coming on Tuesday nights, they can often be just a little above 15. We're going to need to do an RSVP system to cap things at 15. So we're going to use Eventbrite for that. If you're a parent in youth ministry, you can look forward to more information about that coming out soon. But there are some times when we have multiple groups meeting here in our large building at the same time. So how are we going to handle that? Well, basically in principle, no intermixing at all between groups. A person that I was talking to earlier today made the joke that, we should treat it like Mennonites, and I get that because I'm a half Mennonite. But anyway, we'll need a person to be designated to be at the front door when these evening activities happen, to open up the door for others so people don't all have to touch the same door. But if you're a group member, then you need to go directly to your meeting room, wherever it might be. No lingering in the foyer. In fact, your group is going to have their own designated bathroom to use for the night, so that we're, again, reducing any kind of common touch points. And when your meeting time is done, again, no lingering in the foyer. You'll need to go directly on outside and on your way home. So that's how we'll kind of manage if there do happen to be those rare times when we have multiple groups in the building. So that's covering kind of our midweek stuff. Let's talk lastly about our office hours and availability. I just want you to know some changes for at least the next 2 weeks. Most of our staff will be working from home most of the time. So if you need access to the building for various reasons during weekdays, please make an appointment first with us so we can guarantee that someone can be here to help you. But these changes, working from home, it means that the best way for you to get a hold of staff is via email or phone. Our email addresses are available on the church website. Our phone numbers, even our office extensions, are listed there too. So if you call the church office and no one answers, please don't just hang up. I know some of you hate to go through the different voicemail trees and such. Just hang with us. And the reason why is if you follow through to a person's voicemail and you leave a voicemail for them, we have it set up so that that whole voicemail gets emailed to the person directly. Wherever the pastor happens to be working that day, they can get it wherever they are. So please go all the way through and leave a voicemail with someone. That would be great. So that's it for Sundays and for midweek and for our office stuff. But to wrap up, I want to return to something that I said earlier. Please know that we as staff and other church leaders, we are here to talk and to pray with and to serve you guys during this long pandemic. None of us have ever been through this before, so we'll just get through this together as brothers and sisters in Christ. I mean, you might have a small group leader that you can call. You might have church leaders calling you to check in on you. That'd be great. But don't sit back passively and wait for us to reach out. If you need help, reach out to us. We really want to care for you. We as pastors, as we meet, we notice that among our congregation, we can see that stress is rising, anxiety is rising, depression and discouragement are settling in. And if you are facing any of these things, you are not alone. So reach out to us, and we'd love to minister to you. And honestly, if you are doing fine, maybe not even awesome, but even if you're doing okay, do me a favor. Actually, do your Lord a favor, and I would love for you just to reach out. Reach out to your neighbors who are geographically like next to you in your neighborhood. Check on them and see how they're doing. And pick up the phone and check on some of your fellow church friends here as well. We're going to need each other, lots of each other, carrying this load of taking care of each other during this time. We'll get through it. I think we can see some light at the end of the tunnel with some good news about vaccines on the horizon. Not the near horizon, but on the horizon nonetheless. But we'll continue along, and we'll give you the results of this Christmas poll here sometime in the next week or so. As a reminder, if you haven't filled that out yet, you have until this coming Sunday at the end of the day to do that. And then our staff will take those things and we'll crunch a bunch of numbers and we'll look at what you guys have given us for feedback, and we'll announce those results to you soon enough. Thanks so much for hanging in here with this video. We'll hope to see you either online or in person tomorrow at church. Thanks so much. Bye for now.